Ahead at 4, 2 men are set to be resentenced for a brutal murder from 20 years ago, and a judge has ruled the new death penalty law will not be a part of that trial. Plus, we now know what led to this big scene in the Seminole County community where investigators arrested a carjacking suspect in someone's backyard. And a new program is combining art and science. We'll show you how it's getting results and promoting STEM in local neighborhoods. Those stories and much more ahead on News 6 at 4 o'clock. It's only 90 seconds away. Stay with us.
Live with ClickOrlando.com and streaming on News 6 Plus. This is News 6 at 4, getting results.
Now at 4, the resentencing trial is underway for 2 men who were originally sentenced to death for killing 6 people and a dog 20 years ago.
But first, we are seeing some rain in Ocala and the Villages, and it could impact your evening drive. This is News 6 at 4. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
I'm Lisa Bell.
And I'm Julie Broughton. Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells is tracking the rainforest and how long it will stick around.
If you were with us yesterday at this time, we told you today would be active but not as rough. And so far, that's really verified. We've got activity blossoming over here west of Orlando in what we call our northwesterly zones, from Ocala to the Villages down to Leesburg. Pouring rain, lightning strikes happening in Marion County. And look at what's going on between Bellevue and the Villages right in there. That's a pretty strong storm. The core of this should be all the way into the Villages in about the next 10 minutes. In Lady Lake, within 15 minutes from right now, it's an impressive little storm system pushing its way to the east. And right here between Leesburg and Bushnell, rolling toward Claremont, another piece of energy coming in from the west coast sea breeze. Eventually, there's going to be a big collision here within the hour, and when they collide, all of this will come together and start to wash back toward the south and the east, going into Osceola County, perhaps most of Lake County, and even western Orange County as well. Your biggest threats are going to be the lightning and the hailstones that will be flying throughout the day. Damaging wind is possible, hopefully not severe. Large hailstones could be flying around, the heavy rain and the lightning. Most of these storms are not rotating very much this afternoon. The tornado threat would be low. I'll be right back in a few more minutes. We'll pinpoint another radar tour. Then we'll talk about rain chances that build back even higher for your Wednesday. See you in a few.
Tom, thank you. Developing right now, a resentencing trial is underway for 2 of the 4 men convicted for beating 6 people and a dog to death with baseball bats. It became known as the 2004 Xbox murders.
2 of the men were originally sentenced to death, but those sentences were later overturned because the jury's decision wasn't unanimous.
Now there is a new law eliminating that unanimous requirement, but a judge has ruled to not include that new law in this trial. News 6's Molly Reed joins us live now from the courthouse to explain what's happening. Molly.
Well, Ginger, nearly 20 years after this original crime and the original sentencing, a new jury is hearing the entirety of this case again. And while, as you guys were just saying, a new law was just signed into effect by Governor DeSantis last week that changes how a jury can vote for a death sentence, the judge here says he's sticking to the old rules. And now at this hour, we are on to the state's second witness. The defense has decided that they will not do any of their opening statements until the state rests their case. In DeLand, Volusia County, I'm Molly Reed, getting results, News 6.
Molly, thank you. A mother charged with child neglect and aggravated manslaughter after her 3-year-old son drowned will stay in jail on no bond. Myra Santiago faced a judge a few hours ago. Investigators say the 22-year-old mother did not notice the toddler was missing for hours on Sunday. Police later found the boy dead in an Ormond Beach retention pond later that afternoon. Investigators say the mom initially told them she left the boy with a neighbor while she went out for the night. Then they heard her talking to her mom on the phone, saying she left her son home alone for hours.
Now to the man arrested in a carjacking that led to this big scene in a local neighborhood. It happened late last night in Sweetwater Oaks off Wekiva Springs Road in Seminole County. News 6's Catherine Silver joins us live now from the jail. And Catherine, the suspect just faced a judge this afternoon.
Yeah, David Flores is now facing charges in 3 counties. I confirmed with police in Apopka that the carjacking there happened near 8th and Washington on Sunday night. Authorities have released limited details about what has happened since then that led to deputies chasing Flores across county lines here to Seminole County, where deputies arrested him after they say he was found hiding in someone's shed. I did look into Flores's criminal background, and it is lengthy. Online records from the Department of Corrections show he was last let out of prison in 2015, where he was serving time on multiple charges, including assault. I'm live in Seminole County. Catherine Silver, Getting Results, News 6.
Catherine, thank you. Leaders with the Advanced Placement Program say scholars will make changes to the African American Studies course. It's all in response to the State Department of Education rejecting a pilot of the AP class earlier this year. The department said the course lacked educational value and violates state law. AP leaders now say they plan to update the framework so more students can take the course.
President Biden is now an official 2024 presidential candidate. This afternoon, he made his first public appearance after announcing the new campaign with a focus on jobs and the economy. Nicole D'Antonio reports from the White House. It is estimated more than 170 trillion plastic particles are floating in the world's oceans, often killing fish and sea animals.
Well, one group of scientists is fighting to keep plastic minus the pollution. What they're doing to make it better for the planet coming up. Tom.
All right, I got a severe thunderstorm warning for Sumter County and one for Lake County. They go until 4:30. This is going to be arriving right on top of you in Lady Lake within 2 minutes, then just barely missing you in Fruitland Park. 60-mile-per-hour winds associated with that thunderstorm and quarter-size hailstones. I'll be back to pinpoint more in minutes.
But first, science is coming to local neighborhoods. How a program is offering hands-on experience for kids and getting results in our schools. That's next.
You're watching News 6 at 4, Getting Results. We will be right back. During the break, we are streaming live on Facebook. Search Lisa Bell News on Facebook right now.
News 6 Insider is sponsored by Orange County Library System. Hey, you're busy, I know. So what do you need before you walk out the door in the morning? You need your traffic from Trooper Steve. That's right, an actual trooper's got you covered. You got to get your weather with Troy. Can't let a bad thunderstorm hold you up. And you got to know the latest news everyone's talking about. What's breaking in our community and how it's going to affect you. You want results before you go? Well, you got to watch before you go. Because on News 6 mornings, we wake up getting you results. Live with Ginger Gadsden, Lisa Bell, Julie Broughton. Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells and Meteorologist Candace Campos. This is News 6 at 4, Getting Results.
At the Orlando Science Center, their mission is to inspire science learning for life and to eliminate barriers for STEM education.
At the beginning of this school year, the Science Center started its neighborhood science program.
We went to the Grand Avenue Community Center to see how art and science are combining to get results in our schools. Neighborhood science is also available at the Bradley Otis Boys and Girls Club, but the hope is to expand it to more community centers around Central Florida.
Ooh, that's a good Boys and Girls Club,
yes,
too.
it
Yeah.
is.
Well, coming up on the News 6 Plus Takeover at 5:30, we are taking a closer look at hunger.
How it impacts adults and kids and what's being done to make sure everyone has a hot meal.
Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells is here, and Tom, things are getting busy in the weather department. You do have some advisories.
All of a sudden, we have not one warning and not two warnings, but three going on at the same time. Hailstones are flying right now from the villages just outside of Fruitland Park. You see this area right here? Here's the villages. Here's Lady Lake. All these dark zones. That's nasty weather. Big time hailstones flying in there. Quarter-size hailstones have been reported on radar. Let's widen the view out. This whole polygon here takes in Fruitland Park, Leesburg, just up against you there in Tavares. This goes until 4:30. This particular system is moving this way at about 25 miles per hour. Farther to the south, this also exploded. So just outside of Center Hill, south of Coleman, a new warning box went off. That goes until about 4:45. So does this one, Southern Lake County, just outside of Mascot. This takes in Mascot, Groveland, Claremont. Should be all the way to Groveland in about 18 minutes. Claremont in about 28. Hailstones are in there just a bit. They say some of the hailstones in there upwards of about 1 inch. So it's a pretty tough looking system right now, rolling its way on over to the east at about 20 to 25 miles per hour as well, making its way toward you there in Mineola and Claremont. Should be out of there, gosh, give it another half of an hour or so. It should be starting to calm down just a bit. Farther to the north, I don't want you to think I forgot about you in Marion County, but none of this warned up, so you don't have any warnings going on there. Just the big warnings here from the villages all the way down to Claremont. Where do we go from here? Well, all of this stuff comes this way in the next hour or so. Future radar drags it in, blows it up, and misses much of Orlando and Orange County, with it exploding down through Osceola County, rolling back toward the East Coast. Every evening this week, we're going to have a few storms, if not a lot. Later tonight, the rain fades away, and the rest of the overnight is calm and quiet. Wednesday through Friday, more afternoon storms are on the way. Weather impacts for you this week. The rains are going to be in the early afternoon, so you want to run your errands fairly early. Rain gear will be needed, and your sprinklers are taking a big-time break because we don't have to water the lawn. We're marginal for severe, and that has verified, obviously, by what you just saw in Sumter and Lake counties. 78 degrees right now in Daytona Beach and beautiful downtown Orlando. Okay, not as pretty. Cloud cover's taking over. It's 83 degrees here, and the temperature reading for the moment at the port is, well, not reporting. So there you go. Temperatures over here dropping because of all that rain at 73 in Ocala. I love this visible satellite image. You see the West Coast sea breeze pushing in here, and there's the explosions going on north and west of Orlando. Here's the hour-by-hour breakout tonight. This is what we should have on our hands by 7:30. By about 8:30, it's all faded away. Tomorrow, another colliding sea breeze move. And then on Thursday, same thing, scattered showers. The seam of the colliding sea breezes from Orlando south. Low tonight, 65. Here's tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Take 5 Oil Change.
Daytime high tomorrow is 81 degrees. Come look at the week ahead. We're active for now. Things calm down later. Then by tomorrow, a 60% chance of rain, a high of 81. Thursday, a high of 86, a 40% chance of rain. Your best shot at showers is Friday with a 70% chance of rain. Severe thunderstorm warnings for Sumter and Lake counties right now. I'll be back if anything pops.
Tom, thank you. As many companies ditch plastic packaging, scientists are working to keep it around.
Yeah, but they still want to stop pollution. How they're making it more environmentally friendly next.
Then, all new at 5.
I'm Mike Hofeld. Coming up in less than an hour, this woman met a guy online.
So that I'm so happy to meet you.
She's from Bulgaria.
He told me was in love with me.
This is the guy she thought. In days, he had gifts, even a marriage proposal.
Never saw her before, never heard about her before.
Romance con games, the latest at 5.
You're watching News 6 at 4, getting results. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Light Orlando, delivering hope together. This portion of the news is sponsored by Can't Sink. Don't miss Eric Sandoval on Solutionaries, today at 5:30.
British scientists are teaming up with a chemical company in the U.S. to mass produce plastic products without pollution. The startup wants to make fossil fuels a thing of the past. The goal, make environmentally friendly plastic with proteins instead of oil and gas. So to make that happen, they are teaming up with an American company to design enzymes that can survive when made on a mass scale.
A protein can do any material production and any chemical production that we can think of today. The problem is that we can't make these proteins work in industrial reactors. The chemical industry can be our friend if we enable them with technology that is a drop-in replacement for how they currently make chemicals today.
The companies know it could take a while to see industrial plastics produced through biomanufacturing. They are hoping the climate-friendly collaboration will eventually pay off for the planet. Here's what we're working on for News 6 at 4:30.
A lunar mission that started months ago from our coast is now in limbo. Why the company behind the historic attempt believes its spacecraft may have crashed into the moon.
And new legislation aimed at improving security at schools across the country. Why one Florida senator wants Congress to reroute billions of dollars to pay for it.
Live with ClickOrlando.com and streaming on News 6 Plus. This is News 6 at 4:30. Getting results.
It's going to put a armed force, law enforcement in every school, every single school across the country. It's common sense. It's going to save lives.
Now at 4:30, a Florida senator proposing new legislation aimed at protecting students by putting more guns in schools. What's in the bill and how it would be paid for.
Plus, new developments in a discrimination investigation at a local fire department. The federal complaint detailing disturbing allegations of anti-Semitic behavior. But first, storms are firing up and you have some rain for your drive home. So glad you're with us. I'm Julie Broughton.
I'm Lisa Bell. This is News 6 at 4:30, getting results.
And I'm Ginger Gadsden. We want to get right over to Chief Meteorologist Tom Searles pinpointing where this is all headed. Tom.
Well, it's all kind of ugly, most especially if you're in Lake County. Come take a look at live weather radar right now. You see the activity up here to the north around Leesburg. This particular thunderstorm was warned until 4:30, and that warning has gone away. It's still a rocking thunderstorm from Fruitland Park to Leesburg, bound for the area just west of Tavares. But you come down here to the southern side of Lake County, right on top of Mascot right now. This is a nasty thunderstorm right there on top of Mascot. It's on its way to Groveland 5 minutes from now. It should be in Claremont at about 15 and Mineola in about 18 minutes from right now. This is a rough storm. A little bit of rotation going on with that storm. This warning goes until 4:45. I want to zoom in tight here on top of Mascot and show you what's happening. See all these dark areas? Those are hailstone areas that are flying right now. It's been a tough run with this particular thunderstorm cell. Again, it's warned. We have a warning with it that goes until 4:45. But I want you to see the shear tracks, a little bit of rotation in there, some nasty looking stuff going on just outside of Mascot and down to the south. Here's Bay Lake Road. All that you're seeing in here, this is pretty high shear rate going on right in this zone. So we're watching it to make sure that none of it starts to rotate. It's the last thing we want is a tornado warning out there, of course, but the activity that you're watching right there from Mascot to Groveland is super intense, super dangerous, large hailstones, intense lightning, and even some rotation. I'll be back in a few more minutes to take a wider radar tour and talk about how long we're watching these storms into the night.
Tom, thank you. And with storms developing, now is a really good time to download our free Pinpoint Weather app. You can also post photos of what you're seeing in our Pin It section of the app. Again, it's free to download. Search WKMG in your app store. Now at 4:30, we're hearing from the lawyer of a Melbourne firefighter who is accusing one of his supervisors of discriminating against him.
It's an update to a story we first reported on last night. It surrounds a picture that appears to show the battalion chief engaging in anti-Semitic behavior.
News 6's James Barbero has the latest on the allegations. We now know the name of the man shot and killed inside his Titusville home. Tonight, police are still searching for his killer. 56-year-old Carl Wigfall was found shot to death at a home on Palmetto Street yesterday morning. Still, no details on the possible shoot-up or a motive have been released, but investigators say they don't believe the shooting was random. Anyone with information is asked to contact Titusville police. Nearly 1 month after the school shooting in Nashville, Senator Rick Scott is urging Congress to reroute billions of dollars earmarked for the IRS to improve safety in our schools.
Under the School Guardian Act, there would be an armed law enforcement officer in every school across the country.
News 6's Mark Lehman explains what's in the bill and how it would be paid for. Democratic state senators came out against Governor Ron DeSantis today as they considered whether to fund his bill reviving the Florida State Guard. News 6 first reported last month the governor's office was asking for $98 million to buy new aircraft, vehicles, and fund the Guard's staff. In the Senate Appropriations Committee today, the amount jumped to nearly $108 million. Supporters of the bill say the State Guard is needed to help in times of disaster. But some state senators did express concern the governor would ultimately be in charge of it. The Florida Guard will now be added to the appropriations bill. It will be up to state lawmakers to approve it. The bill's sponsors hope to have the Guard up and running on July 1st.
Summer break is just weeks away for students across Central Florida, but one district says it is already worried about the next school year when it comes to hiring enough bus drivers. The staffing shortage has plagued Osceola County schools for more than a year. News 6's Carolina Cardona explains how the district has been working through it.
After weeks of very dry weather, recent rain is leading several counties to lift their burn bans, meaning the fire threat is much lower. News 6 meteorologist Candace Campos is pinpointing where conditions are improving and the areas keeping their warnings in place for now.
Well, ladies, after rounds of rain return to the area this month, we are starting to see our conditions improve, and we can see that with our current burn bans that are in place. Now, about a month ago, very dry conditions led county officials to issue burn bans for Lake, Seminole, Orange, and Osceola County. But now it's a positive sign for you guys in Seminole County. This morning, officials announced that they were lifting their burn ban due to recent rain events. But for those still living in Orange, Osceola, and Lake County, your burn remain in place for now. But the rain has been beneficial for the month. Sanford, Daytona Beach, and Leesburg, you guys have all seen a now surplus of rain. But Orlando, you currently are the driest reporting station in the area with about an inch below normal. Now, our next update for our official drought status will be released on Thursday. We, of course, will keep you updated. But Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells will be pinpointing when our next round of rain will be impacting your plans coming up in just a few minutes.
Candace, thank you. A lunar mission that started from our coast could be in jeopardy.
Why the company behind the historic attempt believes its spacecraft may have crashed right into the moon's surface.
Plus, giving back by going out. A foodie event is returning to Orlando's tourist district. Coming up, how one lucky insider and friends could soon be sipping and their way around Icon Park. You're watching News 6 at 4:30. Getting results. We'll be right back.
This portion of the news is sponsored by your Central Florida Honda dealers.
Fit your fitness tracker and fur babies. It's time to join News 6 in Harbor House of Central Florida for the annual Pause for Peace Walk. Saturday, April 29th at Blue Jacket Park. You'll have the opportunity to indulge in all the fur-filled activities while helping to raise funds to fight a great cause. This will help keep the doors open over at Harbor House and ensure all domestic violence victims have somewhere to feel safe. Register or make a donation today over at clickorlando.com.
This portion of the news is sponsored by D5 Teeth Implant Solutions. Here's what's new with News 6, sponsored by Powerball. The top 10 worst NFL draft busts in history at clickorlando.com/insider. Live with Ginger Gadsden, Lisa Bell, Julie Broughton. Weather with Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells and meteorologist Candace Campos. This is News 6 at 4, getting results.
New at 4:30, a historic attempt to land a private spacecraft on the moon is now in limbo. Flight controllers with a Japanese company say they lost contact with its lander just moments before the planned touchdown. Now, this is a rendering of the spacecraft, Hakuto R. Around 12:40 this afternoon, iSpace was attempting to land it at the Atlas crater in the north sector of the moon, but controllers on the ground say they were not immediately able to establish contact, prompting the company to presume the spacecraft was lost. Now, the spacecraft has beamed back numerous images from orbit, including this stunning Earthrise. That's gorgeous. It happened at the same time as last weekend's hybrid solar eclipse. Now, this mission started in December when the lander launched atop a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from Cape Canaveral. If successful, its landing would have made iSpace the first private entity to complete the feat.
Well, if you are a foodie, there is an upcoming event you may be interested in that will have you tasting dishes from nearly a dozen restaurants all in one location.
It's called Sip and Savor and is taking place at Icon Park this weekend.
News 6 morning anchor and insider guide Crystal Moyer tells us what you can expect and how you can score to the event.
It's a food festival with live entertainment and gives visitors the opportunity to try different dishes from a range of international cuisines. I got a preview from some of the chefs who are preparing for the Sip and Savor event.
Crystal should have left us bibs, and I'm speaking for myself. I'm drooling up here looking at all of that.
And we've had some of those chefs on the Florida Foodie podcast, Brother Jimmy's specifically. Their barbecue is really good.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, Chief Meteorologist Tom Sorrells standing by once again, pinpointing a lot of activity on the radar for us.
Oh, yeah, I've got a nasty thunderstorm. We talked about this last time I saw you, but the nasty stuff here in southern Lake County, Claremont to Mascot. I'm going to go there in a moment. First, I want to address this. South of Fruitland Park, Leesburg, south of you, on the way to Astatula. This particular thunderstorm is a severe thunderstorm. Should be in Howey in the Hills. What does it say? About 8 minutes from now, Astatula within 14. Hailstones in there are about an inch. It's a nasty thunderstorm that goes until 5 p.m. But this one is what we call a damaging, devastation, destructive thunderstorm going on right now. We have reports out of Mascot of baseball-sized hailstones that were flying around. And as we come down south of Claremont and look inside this particular storm skid here, see all this dark color? Hailstones flying in there, still telling me the hailstones are about 2.75 inches. That's a monstrous hailstone. You can imagine the kind of damage that's going to do to the whatever it hits falling out of the sky south of you there in Claremont. Let's zoom in a little tighter so we can pick up some streets. Here we go. what does it say? Oswald Street, and this is Lakeshore Drive going on, and over here around Lake Louisa Drive over in Lake County. So do be ready for some nastiness. Get yourself covered up if you can. Here's Highway 25 right there. This is going just south and west of you here in this zone in Mineola. So don't think Mineola is going to get the destructive side of this. But this particular thunderstorm right there goes until 5:15 tonight. The warning will be on until 5:15. We're going to continue to watch this thing. Some of the size of the hailstones are the biggest ones I've seen in years. That's why this box is flashing a different color, because it is a destructive, severe thunderstorm warning. Again, that goes until 5:15 for parts of Lake County south of you there in Claremont, where giant hailstones have been reported. Here's the way it's going to look in the next couple of hours. Where's this going to? All of this is riding the West Coast sea breeze, waiting for that East Coast sea breeze collision. It kind of hits, goes to the south of Orlando through Osceola County. It could reemerge with some stronger storms down there in Osceola, so we're going to watch it vigilantly. Farther to the north, there will be some outbreaks around Marion County as well, so we're going to stay right on it. Anyone in the green zone is marginal for severe this afternoon, so that's basically everyone south of Daytona Beach in reach of our signal. Please be careful. Right now, it's beautiful at the beach. 78 winds from the east at 11. Right now in Orlando, 83 degrees, still warm, waiting for the storms to show up. Report out of the Cape, Cocoa Beach, or Melbourne right now. 71 in the Villages, 68 in Leesburg because of all of that rain. This is the way it looks in the visible satellite image, and you see it all blowing up right here. The clouds are building, the tops are being pushed on over to the east, covering everything up. Between now and 6 and 7, things do begin to calm down the later we go into the evening, and by 8 o'clock, I think we're done. Tomorrow, we get another colliding sea breeze situation. On Thursday, the same. Bottom line is, every afternoon this week looks to be decently active. Overnight low tonight, 65. Here's tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by the Flooring Center.
All right, tomorrow's a little more active than today. The daytime high tomorrow is 81. The rain chance is 60%. Come look at the week ahead. Low tonight, 68. High tomorrow, 81. Rain chances build to 60%. 86 is the high on Thursday. Then our best chance of rain is on Friday. The weekend looks active as well.
All right, Tom, thank you. Well, forget looking for your loose change. Big changes are coming to the way drivers pay for tolls along a busy highway.
Coming up, the county road that will soon stop taking cash.
See our entire inventory and internet specials. Visit LexusOfOrlando.com.
Changes are coming to the way drivers pay for tolls along the Osceola Parkway. The roadway is going electronic, and that means slowing down to toss into baskets. The transition will first. Officials say cash will no longer be accepted at the Shingle Creek Mainline Toll Plaza and Poinciana Boulevard ramp. Osceola Parkway. All tolls will be collected electronically using toll transponders like ePass and SunPass or through Pay by Plate. Officials say one of the main reasons for the switch is safety by eliminating stop-and-go traffic at tolling points. There's a lot coming up on News 6 at 5.
Austin is in studio now with what's ahead. Matt.
Ladies, 2 convicted felons on death row back in the courtroom today. We're looking at the impact new death penalty laws had on their resentencing. Plus, the state looking to extend its control over Disney World. The new measures are looking to put into place. And Alex, the officer, back in new insight into the lengths scam artists will go to con innocent people.